Welcome to United States of Formula One, Nicky.
This is Cookie.
And we went to, we didn't go, Qatar, if you will.
Qatar. I think
We
it's
actually,
a
had
roll the R.
we actually had a whole conversation with a friend of yours about if it was Qatar or Qatar.
Yeah, well, he lived overseas, so he was kind of in that area.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. It's Anthony.
He swears that it is Qatar, but we're going to call it Qatar. I love the race.
Did you love the race?
Yeah.
Do you want to, is it because of all the action, the excitement, the penalties, the wrecks?
We're going to get into all that, but I love the race because of this man right here, Zhou Ganyu.
They live!
Kick Sauber into the points.
Wait, what's his name?
Zhou Ganyu.
No, it's Joke's on You. Kick Sauber got 4 points. They're alive. One race to go, and they are not shut out. It's the greatest day in racing history.
Now, we watched the race and didn't care really about anybody except for we cheered for Zhou
the whole time. Yeah, he was sneaking up and he was holding up like he's for sure going to lose it because of this, that. We didn't know. And then there was enough penalties.
Yeah, and enough people knocked out of the race that
Yes.
he was able to sneak himself up into 8th.
We said that there was 5 DNFs. We're like, if Kick Sauber doesn't get a point on the race, that there's 5 DNFs, and both of the Sauber racers are still out there on the track.
And Bottas was this close to getting 10th, but he was squeaked out by my man Lando. So I'd like to start out, though. One, congratulations, but let's get into the sprint race.
Oh, yeah, the sprint. It was a sprint weekend.
It was a sprint weekend. I had to watch it by myself because you were unavailable.
Where was I?
Who knows? But
I think I was watching a cat.
The whole time I was watching, I mean, basically Lando's on the pole, and now I want to get your take on this.
Okay.
Too. Lando basically falling back, giving Piastri DRS to keep Russell off, because to me, Lando doesn't do that. Russell finishes that sprint race in second for sure.
Okay, so Lando could have pulled ahead and just dominated.
Yes.
And you're saying he was lagging back.
Pulled back.
Letting his buddy buds.
Yeah, gave him DRS, and then last lap, the last turns over that first place to Oscar.
So he gave it to him.
Yes. Now, our producer over there thinks that it was a dumb move. What do you feel? Because I love it. I love it. Now, real quick, this was all on Lando. This was not team orders. This was This was Lando's decision. Nobody told him to do it. Lando did it.
I think it gives you the feels a little bit.
Yeah.
There's been, you introduced me to this early on, the whole drivers, teams, they're best friends, but also biggest competitors.
Yes.
I think it's awesome because they've had some moments throughout the season of who should take it. Oscar got one, that was like 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then Lando.
Well, in Brazil, this same thing happened, but
Yes.
he was going for the championship at that time.
Yes, so it was all team orders at that time.
Yeah.
And Lando still was in the race with Max, kind of. Now that he's completely out of it, he's like, hey, man, I'm going to finish second.
Yeah. Well, I'm
You're
going
my
to return the favor.
Yeah.
I'm going to return the favor. I love it. It shows what kind of guy Lando is.
Yeah.
Now our producer thinks that if you are a winner like Max Verstappen, then you would never do this.
Not in the sprint race. Who held off Max for 7th place in the sprint?
Oh, yeah. Hulkenberg did, yeah.
Let's not talk about how the actual race went with Nico. I don't want to get into that, but the sprint.
Yes.
We got points.
They did get points. So I love it, but your race winner for Qatar,
The
of
actual
course.
race.
Yeah, the actual race, of course.
Bop, 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 bop.
Max Verstappen, I mean, it's not a surprise. He did, get a penalty during it, which we will go over a little later.
Yes.
He started second, even though he got the pole.
Yes, started second, but it's not like he started behind. They were staggered. They passed right away.
Immediately.
Chaos, wrecks, but
I don't really care about that.
I predicted it.
You did.
If
did
you
on
watched the prediction show, or the short, I had him winning. And it was pretty close on some stuff. My problem is I disrespected Lando. I said Lando was going to be out of the top 6.
Yes, well, he was.
I know.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later, too. He
Yeah.
should not have. I predicted it, but not the way that it went down. I don't think.
I predicted horrible.
You did.
I put I put 2 Mercedes on the podium.
I did put
With
Russell.
Max
I put
Verstappen.
Russell on the podium, Leclerc on the podium, and Max to win.
It's not Hamilton's fault that his car is horrible. and he's very vocal about it. So it
he doesn't have to worry about that anymore because he's going to be in red. And you know who's excited that he's going to be in red? You, Christine. You finally met Christine, super fan.
She was wearing all red that day.
She was wearing all red. She loves Hamilton, loves Leclerc. She's super excited about that team up.
Yeah.
And Ferrari, and she was excited to meet you.
I gave her a bracelet.
On Saturday, she was so excited. She was like all fawning over you. She's like, Nicky, I've only ever seen you on the podcast. So exciting.
Like a movie star, not really.
No. Let's get into, we don't have to get into the drivers.
No, because it really doesn't.
Over. Max just put a freaking exclamation point on it this week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Do you think he's going to run next week? Just not even get in his car and just jog around the track?
He's not going to, he probably would still win. He probably would still win. He's so good.
So Constructors' Cup.
Yes.
Now, I predicted that Ferrari was going to take it. Now,
31 points behind. What do you think still? Do you
31
change?
Points.
Is that not 31?
No, that's terrible math behind. It's 21.
21 points.
21 points behind. It's not a sprint, so we only have Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Unlikely that Ferrari does it now, but if Lando does dumb crap again and gets crazy penalties.
Well, I won't say dumb things. If he gets messed with the stewards again, then
the
quite
stewards
possibly.
want Ferrari to win that. Do you think so? Is there a conspiracy?
I think there is.
Who doesn't love Ferrari? Boogie thinks there's a conspiracy.
Who doesn't love McLaren, though?
That's true.
So you think...
McLaren's the best stripper name, by the way. I think if you're a stripper. Ferrari's cliche. I think McLaren's a hot stripper name.
I would definitely be Ferrari. I'd be Kick Sauber.
Maybe I'd be Baby Bulls.
Well, let's talk. Okay, so I think McLaren's still going to do it.
Okay.
I think this next track, though, is going to be the best track for Ferrari. But I still think... But
you think it's going to tighten up? You think McLaren's going to win, but it's going to be less than 21 point spread?
Yes, and hopefully it's a good race and nobody crashes. But Haas, Alpine, that's huge.
They flipped again. So Haas took it over last week.
Pierre Gasly, congratulations, great finish.
Where did he finish?
Sixth.
So he got him a lot of points. Nico, he got a DNF.
Yeah, and Magnussen, I think, finished 10th. I don't remember.
I think he finished 21st.
Yeah, well... They got some making up to do.
Yes, but do you think Haas can retake Alpine in Abu Dhabi? That's 5 points. That's a lot for how few points those two teams score.
I think that they could do it.
Okay.
I think they need to put both of their drivers into the points.
Okay. But even if they do that, finish 9-10, that's not enough.
No, it's
one of them
not.
has to get up there into 7th, maybe 6th.
And hope that Pierre Gasly doesn't get up there as well. So, and he's been racing lights out lately. So, but I just want to point right here. What is it right there? Kick Sauber.
Look at that.
We said 0. But you know what we should do? Get into the next segment.
Okay.
On all these penalties in the FIA.
It's going to get dramatic.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to USF1. And Nicky, I think we need to freshen things up, talk about something new, something we haven't spoken about yet.
Jean Gagnon.
Joke on you. You're supposed to say joke on you. Then I say jokes on you because we're going to keep talking about this guy.
Yes.
Because he got 4 points. Kick Sauber, Racer of the Week, Racer of the Year. He may be the best racer of all time.
No, absolutely. 4 points, the same amount of points as Max has championships, so it works out perfectly. We're going to keep mentioning it.
I got to think about that.
Kick Sauber.
He got as many points for Kick Sauber this season as Max has.
World championships. Yeah.
That's kind of exciting. But this is awesome for them.
Yeah,
it's awesome for him.
Yeah.
It's awesome for when my dudes come in next year. They're just warming the seat for him. They're like, oh, we know. We know he's coming.
I think he'll do good next year, too.
I hope so.
I'll be rooting for him.
I hope he doesn't rot there.
Ugh.
Anyhow, let's get into what we really need to get into.
Yeah,
all the drama. All the FIA drama, the penalties, the miscalculations, the decisions on the track.
Yes. It was, I would say, the race director fumbled. The stewards fumbled with the penalties as far as how harsh they were, in my opinion.
Okay, well, let's break them down one by one then and explain this. So the first one would be Lewis Hamilton.
Which I agree with.
Super simple. False start, you get a false start, you get a 5-second penalty.
Yes.
He served that on his first pit in the
pit
box.
Stop. Yep.
Then he was riding the safety car.
Yes.
Then had to serve a drive-through.
Yes.
So, but it's legitimate.
Those are okay with me. I mean, those are okay with me. Maybe the drive-through was a little harsh in my opinion. Maybe
because the drive-through sucks because it's later in the race, and you're like, I don't need tires. I just want to finish. Just give me 5 seconds at the end of the race. Whatever I finished, add 5 seconds to it. Yeah,
you got to slow down through the pits, so I don't like it. But
okay.
The main one I want to get into is the Lando Norris thing because he's my boyfriend.
I was gonna say, why do you want to get into this one so much?
I don't. He's right on Verstappen's behind.
Okay, he was gaining on him.
Yes. Albon basically his mirror blows off, which doesn't. I mean, I don't know how that happens.
It's not his fault.
No, but it happened.
Okay.
Double yellow lights.
Double yellow flag.
Double yellow flags.
Debris sitting there. It's not in the race line. Not in the race line. So they do the double yellow, thinking you shouldn't be hitting it anyhow unless.
What you need to do is lift. When you're going through that sector, you get a lift.
So double yellow. That was the race director said. Double yellow, got a lift.
Yeah.
Cannot pass there, obviously, because we have debris.
Yes.
Where you would pass.
For 4 laps. The race director basically looked at the mirror and said, I don't know what to do here.
So he panicked.
Extremely.
Boogie, we talked, he thinks that he should have either done a single yellow with the debris or just brought the safety car out.
Yeah, or the virtual safety car. Just bring the virtual safety car out.
Just don't let debris marinate for 4 laps.
You could have had one of the stewards just... and then you're back to racing. We met some of the stewards in Vegas, and that's how they walked.
They didn't strike me as guys that would be fast enough to run out there and grab it.
So they could have done it. They give basically Lando Norris, they give him a 10-second stop and go penalty.
So he gets he would have been called out for it regardless, but Verstappen radios and says, "Hey, we're on the 58th lap of this, not an exaggeration, of this double yellow."
Yeah. Norris just gained on me.
He gained on me, so he's obviously not lifting.
Not lifted. Yeah.
So they
go review it, and they give him that harsh, ridiculous penalty.
Which I think is a little crazy that if the race director can be honest with himself and say, I kind of screwed up.
Yeah.
Maybe we go a little lenient on this and just give him a 5 or 10 second penalty at the end of the race and not make him do a drive-through, which is...
ridiculous. 40 seconds.
Yeah. 40? Yeah.
40. Basically saying, go get your behind in the 15th
You're in
place.
second.
Yep. Now you're going to 15th.
The only reason you're in 15th is because 5 DNFs happened. Otherwise, you'd probably be in 18th, 19th, 20th.
Yeah.
So he's in dead last. So
because of that screw up, later on, Bottas is told to get out of the race line because he's blue flagged because he's slower and lap traffic's coming.
So blue flag
means
is
get out of the race line.
Get out of the way because you're an entire lap behind.
Yes, let the car go past.
But
so to do that, they blue flag him right into that mirror. It explodes.
So this whole time, instead of putting a safety car out there saying, don't pass and lift, but you, hey, turd bag in the last, just drive right over that mirror.
Yeah, causing all kind of debris. And then what happens is Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz's tires explode.
Yes.
So it was just all around bad.
It was rough for Hamilton. It was a rough day for Hamilton. Another issue, we'll get into this is a little more drama. Max is complaining about Lando here, but it's legit. Now, Max is complaining about Russell.
George Russell, yeah.
But does it make sense that he was complaining about him?
I think Max got in the way. I think he had a legit reason.
This is going back to qualifying. So when Max qualified on the pole and Russell was out for the final hot lap and was trying to get on the pole, Max got in his way.
Yes.
But Russell goes to the stewards after qualifying, and apparently he's crybabying. Which we don't know. This is hearsay.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Apparently it was enough that Max found out what he said. And what did he say after the race?
He said he lost all respect for George Russell, and he's done with him. He's done with him.
That's a little aggressive. I mean, I understand if Russell was whining, but... I mean, if you got in his way, they probably pissed him off.
But you know what? They could have gave Max a harsher penalty, and they did not.
Yeah. So
they just said, "Here, you know what? Just swap places."
Went from first to second. Russell, you go up to first at the start, which Max passed him right away. Anyhow,
it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah. But then they get harsher as the race comes in with Lando, and I get it. I feel like it was a fumbled race decisions.
Race director, I know you're new, but get your stuff together.
It was rough.
Please.
It was rough. Well, let's take a quick one.
Yep.
When we come back, let's talk about some
new stuff,
some drama, some guys changing places.
USF1, we're back.
We are back.
I wanted to bring up something that we haven't brought up.
Fresh.
Disrespectful that we have not.
Okay.
Zhou Ganyu got points.
Fresh news. Fresh news.
Kick Sauber got points. I'm sorry that we said it multiple times, but I think we actually owe them an apology because I think we made bets. We wanted to make a bet on them getting 0 points.
Yeah, and we've disrespected them. throughout the season. And, they've been kind of the whipping boys.
They're still terrible.
They are terrible, but if you score, just like when, what was it, Alpine weeks ago had 2 on the podium.
Yeah, during a wet race. So
it was crazy. But when a team that's down on their luck, which will soon be up on their luck when Nico's there, you got to give them credit.
Yes.
Give the jokes on you a little bit of credit.
Go Zhou on you. On you. All right, let's get into Sergio Perez. Now, if you watch the sprint race...
Such an idiot.
If you watch the sprint race...
Yes.
This was quite irritating, I know, to Horner.
Okay, so...
He started from the pit lane because basically he doesn't know how to qualify anymore.
Okay, so Perez is in pit lane. He's not with everybody else on the track. He has to wait. Yeah. And it's not lights out.
No, when you start from the pit lane, there's actually a green light.
Okay, so it should be pretty obvious to see.
I think in most countries, I think everywhere that's normal.
Green means go.
Green means go. That should just,
yeah.
And
Vamonos.
Yes. Light turns green, and he just sits there. Colapinto's behind him and has to try to creep around him.
So Colapinto starts in the pits too, and he can't even go.
He barely can get around him.
Do you think Perez was doing it to protest Red Bull, to hurt Colapinto? He's just mad. He just knows he sucks. Like, why would he have done that?
I don't know. I think he had music in he was daydreaming. He's not concentrating on racing anymore.
He was listening to Bryan Adams' Heaven acoustic MTV Unplugged, and he was just in the zone.
The chorus is almost here. I need one more second. So, yeah.
So because of this, Perez has been on thin ice for a long time.
Yes.
Since like week 10.
We've been talking about this. We've been getting a lot of haters. I'm sure we're still going to, although
we deserve haters, first of all. We deserve that.
Horner is basically... Horner's Red Bull man.
Okay.
The Red Bull man, the team principal.
Team principal for Red Bull.
Yes.
So what did he said after that?
I mean, basically he said when the light goes out, you go. But discussions now, he's coming out in the open and saying Sergio will make the right decision.
So when he quietly, kind of in code, says, I think Sergio's going to make the right decision.
Please don't make me fire you,
yes.
Sergio. Just leave and retire.
Do not make me fire you and disrespect you. You've been a great racer, but just do the right thing and retire.
I'm here to say it. He's gone. Next race, last race. I think he'll be an ambassador. I think he'll still be an ambassador for Red Bull team, kind of what Daniel Ricciardo did before he came.
Okay.
So he still will be a face of Red Bull, which I love, but he will no longer be racing.
Okay.
And then we got this gentleman right here.
How do you say that? Isaac Hajar?
Isaac Hajar. So F2 stud.
So he's in the minors right now. Yes. He's in F2. So we had the Liam Lawson, the Colapinto, and all these sexy young rookies. He's the newest flash in the pan.
Yes, and Red Bull loves to bring up rookies. That's kind of why they have the Baby Bulls team.
Okay, love it.
My thought, and I could be wrong, he's racing Max Verstappen in his car in FP1.
So in the first practice round this weekend, he's going to take Max's car, probably wreck it, and then Max can't race.
But
who cares?
But it doesn't really matter.
But if they trust him to take Max's car a couple days prior to the race, obviously they have a lot of faith in him. So we were talking off camera, you think...
I think he's going to the Baby Bulls.
He's going to the RB Baby Bulls.
Yes.
So that means...
The Franco Colapinto talks that we talked about, those are done. So
Colapinto was truly a flash in the pan.
Yes.
He was good. Now he's been a turd bag.
Yeah, he's gone. And I think he'll be sitting out next year.
And I think he'll build back.
Yes.
He's young.
He's going to be a great racer.
He's not a turd bag. I didn't mean that.
So Yuki Tsunoda. Yes. So we're talking Yuki Tsunoda. We think Isaac Hajar is going to be in the Baby Bulls.
Okay, so that leaves...
Yuki Tsunoda, Liam Lawson, moving up to Red Bull.
One of them bumps up and takes Perez's seat.
Who do you think?
I think you have Isaac Hajar and Liam Lawson on the Baby Bulls.
Okay.
And I think they're going to give Yuki the respect he deserves, and I think Yuki's going up with Max.
Okay, no chance that's happening. It's going to definitely be Liam Lawson and Max Verstappen, which leaves you Yuki and Hajar down on the Baby Bulls.
Let's mark this down right now, though, because when I am right, I'm going to be right.
Yeah, we'll make the announcement. Now,
other news.
Yes.
Debut.
Jack Doohan.
On Alpine.
Yep.
He has the seat for next year.
It's guaranteed. It's marked.
He's already there.
Done. Yep.
So why have him come in the last race when it doesn't matter, when he is a rookie?
Yes.
He hasn't been in that car much. Mm-hmm. Alpine is competing with Haas for that Constructors' Cup. That's a lot of money.
Which is funny because
in one position.
Ocon, they're basically saying, sorry, you're done for the last race, who is going to Haas.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I find, and
It's weird. So Gasly's been carrying the weight for Alpine anyhow.
yeah, I mean, the amount of points he got here is to move them up. So,
Yeah.
do you think this is a smart choice? Ocon has been terrible the last couple of races.
Yes.
So, does it really matter?
I think it's kind of funny. That's a good point. That
Yeah.
if they're competing with Haas for that Constructors' Cup and they're saying, let's let the new guy do it, and the guy that's going to Haas anyhow, that's been terrible, let's just boot him and show that we won him so little
Yes.
that the team we're competing for, we're just going to bring in a rookie
Maybe
because
Ocon goes out there and just starts hitting people just so they can't. I want that money to go to the
Yeah.
team that I'm going to.
Yes.
So this is about a $13 million swing
Yes.
from where they are.
It's a big deal.
It's
It's a lot of money.
huge.
I like his name, by the way. Okay. Other news.
Really quickly,
I got here late today.
Yes.
Before I got here,
the producer?
the producer sat in my seat.
He did. And we did just a quick 10-minute episode show review on the new show Senna.
Senna is on Netflix.
Senna is on Netflix.
Okay, so we had the Drive to Survive that's still going on. It's getting everyone in the U.S. into F1. It's getting bigger and bigger. Now, Senna is just a breakdown of a specific driver.
Senna.
Senna.
Beckel. So
No spoilers.
if you like to listen to me talk, that's not going to happen during that Senna show. Just to warn you really quickly. So
You're saying?
but let's check it out. That'll be out.
I wasn't here. I haven't seen it yet. So apparently Boogie just dominates it.
Yeah, he just
vibrance.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
But next week, we're going to our final race of the season.
You keep saying we're going. We didn't go to Qatar.
We are going F1. We are F1.
Oh, do you want to go to Abu Dhabi?
We should go.
Anthony used to live there. I bet he can get us in.
We're not going to go.
No, we're not going to Abu Dhabi.
But
one time.
One
Years from
race
now.
left.
Okay.
Constructor on the line.
Yes, Drivers' Championship's done. We all know that Max exclamation point this week.
I do kind of like that McLaren did not lock it up because now it's
Yeah.
like now there's still a championship here, so we get to watch that. So I
'Cause
kind of do like that.
It's not enough for me to have that Haas Alpine who's going to get that. That's kind of exciting, but to have 1, 2 still up for grabs.
Yep.
And that's truly the only two that can compete. McLaren's probably going to take it, but Ferrari,
like
good showing.
I think this is Ferrari's track. That was my thought
Okay.
throughout this whole thing. So I think this is going to be their best chance to win. If they can get 1 and 2, I mean it could be close.
Yeah, and you said there was 31 points separating?
Yeah, 21 points separating.
21.
21 points
These two,
separating.
perfect at math. In the land of Abbly Dabbly, we will see how it goes.
Yeah. Join us next week as we do the recap for the show.
Love ya.